Hello there guys, bad news today as the inevitable that seems like it's been coming for a while has finally come, and Walsall are no longer the league leaders in League 2, having just lost at home 2-3 in favour of Port Vale. That was a weird way of saying it. Port Vale 3, Walsall 2. Started off really well. I think the Matt goal personally, I think should have stood. It wasn't very much contact on him. Defenders know now when to go down, and rarely is anything given in attacker's favour. So if that had been gone in, it could have been a different outcome. But I think we say that enough about football nowadays, and it's you can only really play to what was given, what happened, that's it really. It was frustrating. I think then Port Vale sort of took the impetus, and then I was amazed how well Walsall came back and obviously went the 2-1 up. I think Taylor Allen's goals have been really important. I've been massively disappointed with JJ recently. I don't think he's impacting the game like he is. I know him and Barrett linked up well together, and I don't know if him and Asimwe link up as well together. I don't understand, after watching the last game, what on earth Sadler was thinking by playing Amanci and Matt together. They don't play well together. They don't suit each other's games. They're similar movements. It's One and Johnson, really. I think that's the only answer, or potentially One and Wheatley. I've not really sussed out what his play style is yet. But Matt Sadler's insistence on using the same lineups despite crap performances or poor individual performances, etc., is frustrating. It's like the definition of insanity, isn't it? Doing the same over and over and expecting a different result. And granted, it could go a different way. Football's unpredictable. It could have gone on and won 5-0 today. You just don't know. But the fact that it isn't, and then you're going and doing the same the next game in the hope that it will, is just proving to be a bit fruitless now, especially when you've given up a 12, 15-point lead plus a game in hand. And now you're 2 points off dropping out of automatic promotion, which is realistically with these performances going to happen. I don't think they've won in the last 8. They're scoring all right, but they're not winning games. The defending is poor. Liam Gordon today was shocking. I can cut him a bit of a slack because he has been a good performer overall, but that performance today was ludicrously bad. His defensive work, all of the line giving away so many fouls, like him, Jealous, Matt, needlessly giving away little fouls that kill momentum, and that was also really frustrating. I don't think, I like Okabue sometimes, but then I think his passing, his clearances are really poorly directed. He brings on a lot more trouble coming back onto us. Hornby I thought was all right. Didn't put too much wrong. I like Asimwe. I like to see if there's a way that he could change his position and have Asimwe and Barrett, because I think both can be quite influential. There's just nothing up front, and with Jealous not providing assists or getting many shots going, we're lacking so much up front now for Walsall. I know Johnson might not be the answer and he might not score many, but you can't have two of the same play style when there's no speed running in behind. The midfield, again, they're quite defensive minded. Taylor Allen can't do everything on his own. I know they're hoping he's going to be the guy that pulls in all the goals and stuff, but it's just not happening. Rarely would I ever consider replacing a manager who's got a team to top of the league or in the automatics, but it's one of them. You have seen it in other leagues where a team in the lower end of the playoffs has sacked a manager thinking we need to get this position. And I'm not sure how ambitious the Walsall managers are. They didn't really invest well in January. They've not really put any real money into signings. It's always just been sort of lower end. And they didn't try and get anyone from lower league who's in good form in the January window to try and bolster us. At best, it was just replacing someone who they should have been more on the ball with replacing. And to be honest, their recruitment's been crap, clearly crap, and it was never going to be good enough. I'm sick of listening to Sadler's delusional after-match reports of him trying to spout positives out of it. there's no excuse for the lead he's given up, really. It's just his poor management, poor tactics, inflexibility, unwillingness to play a different formation, unwillingness to squeeze people in who can clearly influence the game. Sticking to his method because it has worked in the past. And granted, yeah, it was a great achievement to get him to top of the league. If you then fall in the playoffs and then lose in the playoffs, it's irrelevant. Where you finish doesn't matter. It's not an achievement. Unless you go up, you've not really achieved much that season. Great, yeah, it's great progression, but how many times have we seen someone go for a playoff and then next season they're lower down? It happens quite consistently. People can't maintain or continue that form for too long. And I understand Walsall were never going to win the league by 12 points. It was never going to happen. A lot of results went in their favour to help that. But the fact that so much of it's come from their own poor performances is what's really disheartening. The Walsall fans deserve massively better since they've been down here. They've not really had much optimism to shout about. The owners haven't really given them much. And as a club that had like that brief dalliance in the Championship with Paul Merson and all that, they just deserve more as a club, more as a place. I love Walsall, family over there, and I just wish they'd get better luck on things. Get owners that want to actually grow the club. I mean, the Midlands is a great place to invest in football with clubs doing so well. I just wish that someone would give Walsall that opportunity. I mean, I don't think it'd take too much investment to get the right players in to sort of grow out of that league. Whether you're in League One for a bit, so be it. But they just need to desperately get out of this league. And I think he has earned the right to see it to the end of the season, although anyone else in this form would probably be relieved of his duties. It's just really obscure that they're now second and first because of all the stuff at the front. But there's no sign of it turning round. They haven't got Lowe, and as much as they go on about it, Lowe's not coming back. So commentators can only keep harping on about that being the reason for so long before it's clear that it's Sadler's the problem, and then these group of players, they're not playing, they're not pressing as a group, they're pressing individually. They're not showing the fight or the determination of a team that want to grow up. They're going over and clapping their fans at the end like that means anything. Showing them respect after the match is irrelevant if you've not shown the respect to try and play your arses to the bone every 90 minutes. Arses to the bone is a weird saying. I meant, what did I mean? Something to the bone. Skin to the bone? Something like that. Ignore that sake, that was terrible. But you get my point. If you're not like putting everything into it for the full 90 minutes, clapping them afterwards is more of a slap in the face to the fans. I don't think any of them particularly played that well today. Taylor Allen was the exception. McEntee was all right. I don't think Walsall even deserved the draw, to be honest. I thought they were going to scrape it because it's felt like the last few games have just been playing for draws and hoping results go their other way. They don't seem to have the belief that they can win these games. They can't dominate them. And even if they do, it is just for spells. My heart says give Sadler the chance and hopefully he'll do it. But my head says, personally, I'd be getting rid of him sharpish and maybe looking at bringing in someone who has a bit more experience at promotions and a bit more higher up in terms of like league experience and stuff. I'm trying to think there are going to be managers available that you could potentially look at. None are springing to mind, but there's just got to be someone there who could, for 5-6 games, gel a group together and even just be looking for... I think you probably only need 3 wins out of that, and that doesn't seem like a massive ask of a group. That you can't have everything on the one player not being there. I mean, football's more than one player, and these 10 who were with Lowe must be able to do... I mean, Matt's not scoring like he was. Jellis isn't assisting and scoring like he was. Barrett's not assisting like he was. And it can't all be down to Lowe. It's got to be a bit on them. The tactics have been found out. And then because he doesn't change the tactics, it's going to be the same every game. Yeah, I feel genuinely sorry for the Walsall fans because it must be soul-destroying getting so excited. And then for pretty much 3 solid months now, just bad result after bad result after bad result. Now you're off the top, unlikely to probably get back on the top unless miracles happen and Walsall start performing. Port Vale looked like a good team. Again, Doncaster looked like a good team. The teams around you look better than Walsall, which is really sad. I don't see them getting automatic now. I think with Matt, he'll likely go to the playoffs and then that'll fizzle out with a whimper. Yeah, it's a real shame. Walsall fans deserve a lot better. They deserve a far better recruitment in January, far more ambition to be showed by the owners yet again. They've had years of owners milking the club and not making any effort, and I think they deserved a far more commitment to promotion this season. And the fact that they haven't is quite a worrying sign for the future. Game itself was all right. It was end-to-end at points. Walsall were in control for the last bit, but couldn't even create a realistic good chance on goal. They were crying at the end because they couldn't get a corner, but realistically, the deliveries of free kicks, corners, throw-ins were weak. This long throw by Evan Weir, it's all right, but it's barely getting into the 6-yard box. So I think it's a bit overrated when you compare it to some of the other long throws that are about. Tactically, again, terrible. If he goes with this lineup again in the next game, they will lose. There is no chance this lineup is going to produce enough to win a game of football over 90 minutes. You need to get the injured people back in and just give new people a try, breathe some life into this team, because Sadler's stale tactics are going to be the downfall of this team. He got lucky and Lowe carried him, but I genuinely think if Sadler had the whole season and hypothetically Lowe wasn't there, Walsall would be staring over their shoulders at relegation at this point, and that's scary. They're showing form of a side that's 18th, 19th at the moment, and that's just unacceptable for such a prolonged period as sort of mid-January till now. What we are now? We're on 5th of April, so from pretty much I think about the 19th of Jan, or 18th since that 4-2 or 5-1 win in Jan. Since then, nothing's been positive, and it's now April. So are you going to get behind everyone and hope that a bit of positivity can push you over the line? Or are you going to make a change and try and force your way over the line? Or are you just going to accept that more than likely it's just pot luck, could get in the playoffs and maybe pull something out, but on form there's no indication that they could win those required games to go up. Really disheartening, really sad, and really just think Walsall fans deserve a lot better, and my heart goes out to you because today was devastating. But fingers crossed to the rest of the season anyway. Up the Sadlers, look after yourselves.